Well, in the context of healthcare fraud, or which is a subset of usually federal criminal defense, if someone has been contacted by law enforcement personnel and they want to interview them or speak to them, and oftentimes people are caught flat-footed and off guard and weren't anticipating an unexpected encounter with the police, and they talk to the police and they say things that they think will exonerate them, only to find out at some later date that that's been twisted or taken out of context, and they find themselves in the crosshairs of a federal prosecution. So the most important first step is to know that even if the police don't tell you that you have the right to remain silent, you don't have to talk. But if you talk to federal agents, you have got to tell them the truth. Because remember that Martha Stewart did not go to prison for insider trading. She went for obstruction of justice because she lied to the FBI agents. So my best advice is, if you've been contacted by law enforcement and they want to talk to you about certain instances of employment or things that they think that you might have done, you need to politely excuse yourself from the conversation, let them know that you'll call them right back, and after you hang up the phone, call me or call a lawyer, because you need help and you can't go this alone. The next thing that needs to happen is you need to hire a lawyer who is able to really assess the scope of your problem, because what you think you may or may not have done may or may not be correct, because if you're a physician, you're trained in how to be a physician, not trained in necessarily how to submit bills to Medicare for reimbursement. There's staff that may have learned incorrectly, but you as the physician are the one who has the provider number, so you're obligated to, when you sign, to know what it is that you are submitting. Oftentimes I see cases where either the wrong code, CPT code, has been put in for reimbursement, or that a CPT code has been unbundled, and instead of being billed as a group, it has been billed individually, so that the treating physician or healthcare facility can seek reimbursement for a larger amount of money than they're entitled to. Lots of times I see in the healthcare arena psychiatrists and psychologists or clinical directors who are signing off on documents and treatment plans where there was not any actual involvement in those things. So a word to the wise is, don't sign anything unless you have personal knowledge and you are actually involved in it, and don't speak to any federal agents without an attorney. I've gotten involved in cases where clients have called me after they've already been interviewed. And it's very difficult to put the toothpaste back in the tube or unring the bell or be able to put into context the things that were discussed without the benefit of having an attorney present. So everybody has the Sixth Amendment or Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, Sixth Amendment right to counsel, whether or not you're under arrest or not. Police cannot force you to talk to them, and my advice is, don't speak to anybody without your attorney. Last year, I found myself constantly answering the same questions for clients. So what I decided to do was to put together a book that answered these questions. So I wrote, When the Feds Come Knocking, The Essential Guide to Fighting Federal Charges. So the book answers all the questions that somebody who is finding themselves in the crosshairs of a federal prosecution or a federal investigation, whether they're a target, whether they're a witness, and it lets them know what the process is all about. So it takes them out of the situation where they're completely in the dark, where it starts to arm you with information, and having information about what is coming helps you prepare the best defense. So if you'd like me to send you a copy, just pick up the phone, give us a call, we'll send you a copy, or you can go right to my website and you can download it for free. Either way, you're welcome to have a copy of the book.